Hey guys, it's been a minute. Welcome back to the channel. I said I was done with this custom path component that replaced the out-of-the-box one, but I did want to go through one additional feature, and that is the dynamic lightning web component feature. So this was released in spring 24. I did do a little bit of research on this, full disclosure, just to make sure that as I go through this video, we're not getting stuck on too many issues. So that's just an FYI. We'll just get straight into it. So first of all, what are dynamic lightning web components? So here I'm in the docs, and here we can see that we can dynamically instantiate components. What can it do? We can avoid loading large modules, or just loading modules in general that you don't need until runtime. Right, so all you have to do is, first of all, you have to have Lightning Web Security enabled. Just had this particular capability within your component. And then you could basically inject another component at runtime using this syntax here. And then the class shows sort of how to use the import. Just import your component. This uses the raw promises. We'll go with async await. But in general, this returns back some constructor within the default attribute, and then you could use that to assign it to some field within your class. So we can actually just go test this out first. So let's just go ahead and create our own new Lightning component. Let's set our JS meta and a capability of Lightning underscore dynamic component. Yes. No, that's definitely not right. So we'll just go ahead and do what they do. And so basically they're reassigning this default attribute to this CTR variable. The reason they're doing that is, usually you would just do something like this, but then this gives an error because default is a keyword. Now, why they decided to make that default, but it is what it is. I mean, I would just leave it like that. Component. And then from here, I have the component constructor. I mean, I really just don't like that name. I would actually name this component import. Import. Why can't I just name this component? Isn't that what it is? Test up here to make sure that our component is being rendered to test everything out. Just add it here. Okay, test. Okay, great. So that seems to be working. And let's test the dynamic properties of this. And put label equals render component. And then within handle render component, I can just take that query selector, not div, but lightning input. This will be the component name. Duh. Okay, what is the error here? Must be a string literal. This thing still saves. Having a dynamic import would sort of preclude that you don't know the name of the file that you want to import until runtime. So you would have something like this usually because you have some configuration that spits out a string. So yeah, I'm not sure about this, but let's just leave this in for now. And let's see what happens when I refresh. Prospecting stage input form. If I render, great. And then if I change this to qualification, great. So that all works. And I think I have one more called closed. Great, this is pretty cool. We know how this works. So let's go ahead and just delete this component because we're not going to need this. Okay, so I realized while I was editing this video that it was getting a little bit long, so I am actually going to stop here for this one, and we'll go over how we're going to incorporate the dynamic components in the next video, which is going to be a little bit longer, but not hopefully not too long. So I'll see you in the next one.